Here's the Medusa 1. Here's the old Medusa 2. And we've got a new project to show you.
Hi folks, you might remember me from last year. I'm Ozzy Oz, and I'd like to give out a special thanks to our cameraman. That's Ozzy Oz's nephew there. You get a chance to meet him later, but he does a fine job of filming. But I'd like to, well, first of all, if you take a look around here, this is where it all happens, folks. We've tried everything in this room. From over here we had our corn ethanol that we produced. We did some rocketry over the years. We've taken apart engines, you name it. But this year we got a very special project for you. Kind of unfortunate for me, I had a slight storm encounter. My sunroof back of my house came down, so I had a lot of these panels. And made out of aluminum. I was about to throw them out, but I thought, well, what the heck, there's got to be something we can do with them. And what we decided to do this year was actually build a solar car. And again, aluminum is very expensive. It costs us a fortune to buy this stuff. So what we did is we broke down these frames. We kind of, let's see here if I can show you what we did. Kind of broke these frames down like this. And what we did with those frames, folks, we stripped them into members. Stripped them into members like this. By the way, the reason I broke those down, those screws were so rusted, we did try to take them out. There's no way to pull those screws out. That panel, that sunroom was up for probably about 45 years in the back of my yard. Ended up with members like this, nice U-channel. And what we did is we came out with a layout for a solar car. Okay, we were kind of constrained by the fact that we had 3-foot panels to work with. We had 3-foot sections. I'll show you those in a minute. And what we had to do, well, if you come over here, let me just show it to you. Pull this thing forward here. What we ended up doing on this car is welding those members together. And we tipped these things in such a way to pick up all the varieties of angles of the sun as possible. Right off of around 40-some degrees, the optimum angle for our position here in Michigan. So what you got here, you've got 3 in the front. These panels each are 12 foot wide this way and 36 inches across the front. So you notice how they're tipped at a variety of angles, because as you're driving this car, we wanted to pick up as much of the sun as possible. So we were constrained by this panel. This is a glass panel, 3 foot wide. That's the width of our car. So we've got 6 on the front, 90 watts of power off the front, and it's a symmetrical vehicle. You look at this puppy here, you got another 90 watts here off the back. Okay, and this thing actually has central turning capability. Notice it doesn't actually have a steering rod. What it does, it has a set of wheels, and one wheel will spin forward, one backward to actually spin you right around in a circle. And what we got here, notice we have no steering wheel. We got a little joystick here. For all you kids out there like those video games, this is a little hard for me to drive, but I'll take it outside. A little foreign to me, but I can manage to manipulate that joystick. Need a little practice on that. But the way it works, folks, the panels charge a bank of batteries. If you come over here, cameraman, we got 2 batteries, 2 12-volt batteries, here and here. And then what we got, we've got here these charge controllers, and every set of 3 panels is routed into a charge controller. And what that charge controller does, it actually regulates the charging of the battery. We don't want to overcharge the batteries. And we don't want to overcharge or undercharge them. So as they need to be charged, your solar energy from the sun runs through this charge controller, which connects to a set of 12-volt batteries, and those batteries are always kept fully charged. So what I can do to show you this thing, guys, let's wheel it out here. By the way, too, just for fun, we put a set of lights on this car here. We're trying to get this thing street legalized. We have to put those headlights on there. We're not too sure how far we're going to get, but that's our attempt at getting this car out on the streets. Let me see if I can get it out of here. This is our shop again, kind of messy, but very functional. Got a lot of heavy equipment in here. Let me see if I can get this thing out of here. And I'll show you how it works. So right now this thing is disengaged. You have a set of gears that allows you to freewheel the vehicle around. Let me open up our door here. Take this right outside. Beautiful day in Michigan. Ooh-wee. Oh boy. You might remember us back here last year in the sun. The hair, by the way, I decided not to cut the hair. I didn't want to spoil the image. I know last year a lot of people suggested I cut the hair. It's kind of nasty while I ate, but just couldn't do it. So here we are. Here we are, folks. We're out here. It's a little testing track. And all you got to do here, again, we cut a couple of mechanisms here that allow us to engage the electric motor. By the way, I forgot to explain to you. From the 12-volt batteries, we drive two 12-volt motors, one on either side here. So we got two 12-volt motors. They can run together to get the car to go forward or backward, or one run forward, one backward to spin the car around. So let me engage those. I got that one engaged. Got this thing here engaged. And then we got a little power switch here. That thing powers up. You sit in this thing. This thing will hold about 375 pounds. We had a big fella in here last week. He was interested in the product, and he got in here no problem. He even put about 50 pounds of luggage back here. He thought it'd be a nice little vehicle for him to get around the city. So I'd say you could take about 500 pounds altogether in this car, no problem. The car itself weighs about 300 pounds. You put another 500-pound person in here with their luggage, you're getting up there to 1,000 pounds. But anyway. So here it is, folks. Here's a little joystick. And all you do is just zip around. Again, I'm new to the video game thing. I gotta watch my car there. But you notice this thing will spin right around in a circle. You can go forward. You can come right at the cameraman. You can back up. You can spin. Spin. Anybody got a dime? This thing will spin on a dime. Let's see here. You got a dime. You got a set of keys though. This thing will spin right around. You notice there, so it's quite maneuverable. We're looking for. We'll probably get about maybe 8 miles an hour on this thing. And again, as we drive here, these batteries are continually charging. So, you know, if I'm going to the west, right now I'm going to the west, I'm charging the back set of panels, those 9 panels behind me, 90 watts. I flip around here, heading east into the sun. Now we're getting our power off the eastern exposure. And as you go north or south, you got, of course, some charging in the battery. So ideally, this car is good if you may take a trip, who knows, west California, or maybe you want to head to Myrtle Beach. This is a perfect vehicle for taking east or west. North, south might be some trouble. But I can see my cameraman is getting interested in trying this thing. Let me get into position for him.